Time to head over to the other side of the expansive Studio 9 to chat with our good friend Craig Button, who is in studio, and he's not wearing socks. Craig, how are you?
I'm really good. We had a little mess up the other day doing the bro thing.
Oh, what are we doing? Jeez.
I'm giving up on that.
That's exciting. That was hilarious. Oh, I don't know if anyone's ever hugged me on the show before, and I really enjoyed that, Craig. Thank you.
It was a warm embrace.
It really was. It really was. So we're going to talk about all the Canadian teams in action in the postseason. We might as well talk about the series with the two Canadian teams. That would be the Battle of Ontario. Is it fair to say, Craig Button, that the two players under the most pressure in this first-round series are Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner?
Yeah, in the entire playoffs. All players included. I don't think there's any question. And you can say, okay, who has the most pressure? Is it Auston or is it Mitch? 8 years, they haven't got it done. Now, early on, you're not going to hold that against them or anything, but this is a group that management and ownership have had real belief in. You're finished first place. Ostensibly, you've done everything you could to avoid playing one of the Florida teams. And now for Mitch Marner and Auston Matthews, it's go time. And because if they don't get it done this time, there will be massive changes with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Not because I know anything, because there will have to be massive changes with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Do you think if they don't get it done in this first round, they just walk away from Marner in free agency?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's a bold statement. Let's talk about the Ottawa Senators. Brady Tkachuk, he comes back for their season finale. He leaves. It's precautionary. He was out at the end of the game with the fans and handing out jerseys, so it looks like Brady Tkachuk is okay. The consensus I keep hearing is that Brady Tkachuk is like the X factor in this entire series. Would you concur?
Yes. Watch the Four Nations.
Yeah.
Was he an X factor there?
Absolutely.
I mean, we use the term drag you into the fight. He's in the fight. He's in the battle. He makes everybody uncomfortable. And he makes his own teammates uncomfortable if you're not ready to join him in the fight, period. And that's the type of player he is. He's edgy. He's skilled. He gets under the skin of opponents. He drives them crazy. And he's got this indomitable will. And I think having the taste of the Four Nations and what he went through there and what he experienced is going to help him. There's a lot of inexperience with the Ottawa Senators going into the playoffs. I don't think it's as big a thing as we may all believe.
Yeah,
because they have some players that have had some big moments and had some big games outside the NHL. And Brady Tkachuk just recently was a major factor for Team USA at the Four Nations.
All right, Kevin Cheveldayoff, our old pal in Winnipeg, has been very busy this week, Craig. This is really remarkable what he has been doing. He got Alex Iafallo done yesterday, and then on Thursday, he signs Neal Pionk to a 6-year extension worth $42 million on an AAV of $7 million a season. Pionk had a terrific season, second among Jets D-men in goals, assists, and points, behind only Josh Morrissey. He had a career-high plus 21. That was third best on the team if you're a plus-minus person. Second Jet to sign an extension in as many days.
I got about 10 guys asking me for dinner already. Steak dinner, too, so.
You haven't put a limit down.
Yeah, Hayden Fleury's reminded me about 5 times I owe him dinner. So, yeah, we'll set something up. We have the chance to win here every year. We love it here. And probably most importantly, my family loves it here, too. So, not only that, the extended family's pretty close. This feels like home to me. Didn't want to leave.
He's just a phenomenal player, and he earned every second of it. So, I'm so proud of him, and I'm proud to play behind him. And, having him there for another 6 years, it feels pretty good being the guy behind him.
And, Neal Pionk echoed what Alex Iafallo said yesterday after signing his deal. These are two American hockey players, by the way, who came to Winnipeg and have chosen to stay in Winnipeg. What does it say about the deals that Cheveldayoff was able to get done this week?
I think he does really tidy and magnificent work. Not only building a team, but making the players feel that this is a place that's good for you.
Right.
Because that's ultimately what a manager and what ownership has to do. It's not about how cold it is in the winter or if you have sun or if you have no taxes. If you get the right players, they want to win. They want to know that they have a chance to win. Connor Hellebuyck's from the United States. Why did he sign a long-term contract? Kyle Connor is committed to the Winnipeg Jets. You talk about Iafallo, Nemesnikov committed, Niederreiter committed, Dylan DeMello committed. And you talk about Iafallo, they got a great environment there. And Neal Pionk is a really important player there. So when you're the best team in the National Hockey League for the past 2 seasons, and you watch your players on a day in, day out, game in, game out basis, you have belief in those players because they've shown you what their worth is. And they see how successful they can be with one another. And you look at Pionk and Dylan Sandberg, who I call the Hermantown twins because they're both from Hermantown and playing together for a long time. So Dylan Sandberg's had this magnificent season. He's a player that probably a lot of people don't know how good he is.
Right.
Well, his partner's Neal Pionk. So why is Dylan so good? Why is Neal so good? They have that interplay. 1 + 1 in that case equals 3. And you know who recognizes that? Kevin Cheveldayoff. And I think it's just magnificent, tidy, quiet work that just says, we're here to compete.
Yep.
We're going to create an environment, and that's exactly what he's done.
And both players, Pionk and Iafallo, brought up Scott Arniel and the way he has used them this season. And, you know, Scott Arniel talked about Iafallo being a Swiss Army knife because he's literally up and down the lineup, but he's playing, and he's playing a lot. And at the end of the day, players are playing, right? They're not there to explore the city. They're there to play. And if they're enjoying their playing environment, they're probably going to re-sign.
You're exactly right. You nailed it. The other thing about Iafallo, too, and you got to keep this in mind, I think this is a really important thing to think about the value of Alex Iafallo. So Scott calls him a Swiss Army knife. I don't know how Nino Niederreiter feels about that because he's Swiss. But we're using it in a different way. So at the same time, and Kevin Cheveldayoff told me this. He said, it's not just that he's versatile, is that when he goes and plays on the fourth line and he might only play 12 minutes, he's given everything he has of those 12 minutes. He's not back down there thinking that he's not valued. That comes back to coaching too. Every player needs to feel that they have value to what the team is achieving. Scott Arniel has done a brilliant job of that. Hey, listen, I don't have a vote for the Coach of the Year. That's done by the broadcasters. I am a broadcaster, but I do the other voting, so Scott Arniel would be first on my ballot. No question about it.
Yep, he has done a remarkable job this year. As we look at the odds to win this first-round series, brought to you by our friends at FanDuel, the Jets are the favorite. The Jets, Craig, also the team that ended the Blues' 12-game win streak last week. I know the consensus among a lot of our analysts was that between Minnesota, Calgary, and St. Louis, Winnipeg would probably least want to face St. Louis. Do you agree with that? How do you see this one playing out? Yeah,
you know, you don't get to pick your opponent. You can sit down, but they've shown they can beat anybody anywhere.
Right.
So if you're the Winnipeg Jets, you know, it's time to say, hey, listen, we know we're good. Now we got to go out and prove that we're good. We got to show that we're the best. I think they're a top team. I think they got the depth. We talk about the goaltender, the skill, the forwards, the scoring. They have it all. They have everything you want in a team. So to me, St. Louis, I think it's almost ideal for the Winnipeg Jets to play St. Louis. They're going to get your attention because they played so well over the last couple of months. So you got to be at your best. I think that pushes the Winnipeg Jets and good teams to be at that level quickly. You can't just kind of tiptoe into a playoff series, especially against an AC that might feel, we got nothing to lose. Let's take down the top team in the league.
Yep, absolutely. And I can't wait for the Shen brothers battle. I love that Braden said we'll probably cut off communication now.
Well, I saw Mr. Shen there a couple weeks ago when I was there, and down the Yellowhead Highway from Saskatoon, where they're from. I mean, you know, how thrilling is it for the Shen family and all their friends to be able to come in and watch them go head-to-head?
That's awesome.
The 3 Stanley Cups, 2 for Luke, 1 for Braden.
We'll see what happens. It's going to be a terrific series. Craig's going to stick around. We got lots more to talk about after the break. We're going to talk about the Oilers. We're going to talk about the Habs. We're also going to talk about the fact that Jesse Marsh, Canada's national team coach, suspended on Thursday. We'll tell you why right after the break. This is SportsCenter with Jay Onrait and Craig Button. We're huggers.